Welcome to the science behind the MagHealy, the scientific basis of electromagnetic fields. In order for you to better understand how your MagHealy works and to develop an idea of how it interacts with your body and your environment, we would like to show you in this video 1. What magnetic fields are, 2. How they are created, 3. Which physical principles they are subject to, and 4. How they influence you and your environment. We will start with some scientific principles, more precisely with the structure of electromagnetic fields. What is the structure of an electromagnetic field? Electromagnetic fields are created as soon as charges or charged particles move or change their velocity. So in other words, an electromagnetic field is a physical field produced by electrically charged objects like current in a power cable or electrolytes in the human body. As the name suggests, they are composed of inseparable electrical and magnetic components. Together, the physical parameters of these two components, for example, magnetic and electric field strength, wavelength, and flux direction, define the specific properties of an electromagnetic field and its position in the spectrum known to us. The properties of electromagnetic waves. The spectrum of electromagnetic waves we most frequently encounter ranges from low-frequency waves, such as those generated by electronic devices, to radio and microwaves, as well as visible light and radioactive radiation, and therefore includes every form of energy propagating in space. Electromagnetic waves with a very high frequency, such as X-rays, can be dangerous. MagHealy emits relatively low frequencies in the range of about 10 to the power of 6. Different sources of electromagnetic fields. Just as diverse as the electromagnetic fields themselves are their sources in our everyday lives. While some of them, like light and the magnetic field of the Earth, are of natural origin, others are man-made and caused by the deceleration or acceleration of charges in electronic devices such as X-rays, Wi-Fi modems, remote controls, mobile phones, radio waves. What kind of electromagnetic radiation are we using? Its energy is determined by frequency and wavelength, propagates at the speed of light, and can be calculated or measured, among others, on the basis of its frequency and the strength of its magnetic field. The higher the frequency, the more energy the electromagnetic wave is carrying. Influence of magnetic fields on charged particles. Charged particles, however, are not only the cause of the formation of electromagnetic fields, but are also influenced by them. When electromagnetic fields encounter charged particles inside or outside our bodies, they interact with them, affect their polarity, change their orientation, or cause them to move. How are electromagnetic fields measured? Their energy is determined by frequency and wavelength, propagates at the speed of light, and can be calculated or measured, among others, on the basis of their frequency and the strength of their magnetic field. 1 Hertz corresponds to 1 full sine wave per second. Magnetic field measurement. That this fact is not only theoretically relevant, but also of concrete use is demonstrated, for example, by so-called superconducting quantum interference devices. They measure even the smallest of changes in electromagnetic fields on the basis of field strength and flux density, and can thus draw conclusions about the function and condition of the heart in the electromagnetic field of our organs, for example. What did Einstein have to say about this? Albert Einstein also described this relationship between matter, the speed of light, and energy in his famous formula, E equals mc squared. He goes on to explain that matter and energy can never be destroyed or created, but represent different forms or states of the same thing that can be transformed into each other. Consequently, electromagnetic fields also have an influence on matter and thus on you. How is a pulsed magnetic field generated? MagHealy does not create just a single electromagnetic field. While classical pulsating magnetic fields are created by applying electric current to a coil, MagHealy uses two flat coils in combination with two frequency generators to create two independent frequency modulated magnetic fields with a frequency of up to 12.5 MHz, interacting with each other and their environment. To give you a more detailed picture of what such an interaction can look like, let's have a look at some examples in our daily life. Geomagnetic field. Geomagnetic activity. Larger, naturally occurring electromagnetic fields or their disturbance, change, or absence can have a strong influence on how we feel. For example, the continuous interactions between Earth, the atmosphere, and the universe are affecting not just us, but also our environment. Using MagHealy, it is now possible to use similar magnetic fields and frequencies to support you. Effects of geomagnetic activity on the human body. It has also been proven that geomagnetic activities have an influence on our nervous system and that the human body can react sensitively to changes in the Earth's magnetic field or to solar activities. The best known in this context are the so-called Schumann resonances and the geomagnetic field lines. Consciousness. Other studies even suggest that the electromagnetic field of our brain, and thus our consciousness, is connected to other electromagnetic fields. Anglo-Irish scientist John Joe McFadden states in his conscious electromagnetic information field theory that the electromagnetic field carried by the brain is the actual carrier of human consciousness. Neurophysiologist Dr. Susan Pocket has stated that the electromagnetic field comprises a universal consciousness that experiences the sensations, perceptions, thoughts, and emotions of every conscious being in the universe. MagHealy Atmosphere App. MagHealy allows you to harmonize your surrounding space with a single click on your smartphone using the MagHealy Atmosphere programs. For this purpose, it generates frequency-modulated fields with a reach of up to 3 meters or 12 feet. This way you can use the many effects of electromagnetic fields in your everyday life in a focused and simple way. MagHealy Atmosphere Study. In a study on the MagHealy Atmosphere program's holistic health and sleep, participants showed an average 48% increase in well-being on the Quality of Life Assessment, WHO-5, and an average 30% decrease in concerns, MIMOP. The effect size of this randomized, 3-arm controlled trial with 188 participants was large for well-being and very large for decrease in concerns. Water. Effects of magnetic fields on water. A very prominent example of the influence of electromagnetic fields is in connection with water molecules. Hydrogen bonds between water molecules. Water molecules consist chemically of one oxygen, donor atom, that has a negative charge, and 2 hydrogen atoms, acceptors, which have a positive charge. Because of this polar structure, the water molecules are able to form hydrogen bonds. This structure lends them remarkable electrochemical properties. Complex water clusters based on hydrogen bonds. As a result, each individual water molecule can not only connect with up to 4 other water molecules, which explains surface tension, but also form more complex clusters, such as those seen in ice crystals. The effects of magnetic fields on water. Electromagnetic fields also interact with the charged poles of the water molecules and can thus not only reduce the surface tension mentioned above or influence the viscosity, i.e. the flow behavior at room temperature, but are even able to influence the movement, orientation, and rotation of the molecules. This is a fact that we utilize in magnetic resonance tomography, for instance. In addition, there are numerous other hypothesized effects, such as a possible decrease in intramolecular energy, an increase in activation energy, and changes in the size of the water clusters that are formed. Electromagnetic information in water. The work of French immunologist Jacques Benveniste, later continued by Luc Montagnier, revealed the phenomenon of electromagnetic information generated by low-frequency electromagnetic waves in nanostructures of water. They use DNA strands generating extremely low-frequency electromagnetic waves. After the DNA was removed from the water, an imprint of the DNA information remained in the water, and they could use this imprint to generate the same DNA via the polymerase chain reaction. The MagHealy Water app. Water does not only consist of very special molecules and has made the development of life on this planet possible at all by its specific frequency, we also understand it as the material form of the information field. In order to be able to use this receptivity of the water molecules for electromagnetic fields and information conveyed by them in everyday life, the MagHealy Water app has various programs to inform drinking water with quantum-analyzed frequencies. These are transmitted by applying electromagnetic fields using MagHealy. MagHealy Water Study. In a study of the MagHealy Water program's fitness, energy, and cell harmony, participants had an average 50% increase in well-being on the Quality of Life Assessment, WHO-5, and an average 33% decrease in concerns, MIMOP. The effect size of this randomized, two-arm controlled study of 162 participants was very large for decrease in concerns. Body. Effects of magnetic fields on the body. Even though water is the largest part of our body with up to 65% of our weight, there are other effects of electromagnetic fields which are directly related to the function of our organs, our brain, or our heartbeat. Electromagnetic field intensity. Electrolytes, proteins, and many other important components of our body carry charges and are therefore not just generators of electromagnetic fields, but also interact with them. Thus, depending on their nature and strength, they have both positive and negative effects on our well-being and cellular health. Electromagnetic fields and the human body. The human body continuously generates a large number of electrical currents and thus also electromagnetic fields. Thus, not only well-being and health are based on the constant rearranging, moving, directing, and flowing of ions, molecules, and atoms, but all of our body's vital processes such as digestion, brain activity, heart function, and the central nervous system function only in conjunction with the rearrangement of these charged particles. MagHealy Classic app. The MagHealy Classic programs provide the effects of magnetic field applications. They are enhanced with Healy technology and use quantum-analyzed frequencies, or QAF, that are determined by the proprietary Healy biofeedback process, recently patented in Europe, EU patent number 3638360. MagHealy Classic Study. In a study on the MagHealy Classic program's positive mood and regeneration, participants showed an average 57% increase in well-being on the Quality of Life Assessment, WHO-5, an average 32% decrease in concerns, MIMOP, an average 28% decrease in Burnout Index, CBI, and an average 44% increase in Current Mood Index, ASTA. The effect size of this randomized, three-arm controlled trial with 248 participants was large for decrease in Burnout Index and very large for well-being, decrease in concerns, and increase in Current Mood Score. The science behind MagHealy is fascinating. Thanks for watching the video.